your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy walk.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell out before you blow up a plane.
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what good to say? I dabbled in stand-up and something. I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt. I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean. Well, hello there, boys and girls. Welcome to a kind of an early morning Chrissie Mayr podcast. Yes, I know it's almost 11:30. It's not that early, Chrissie. It's okay. You can listen to this podcast on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Rumble, Rockfin, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Friendster. No, Friendster is dead. I'm sorry to inform you. Today we have a very special guest on. Before I bring her in, I want to promote very quickly. This just went live yesterday. I started a give, send, go for a new studio. My studio upgrade has been kind of a long time coming. And I thought, well, now that I'm sort of on my maternity leave, what could be a better time, a better use of my time than building out my new studio? So if you guys can, throw me a couple bucks. This is the first crowdsourcing thing I've ever done, so it feels a little weird. But my God, it's already nearly halfway there. You guys are the best. So thank you to everybody who has donated already. I think if you donate $100, your name will be added to the Wall of Fame. I will have a fun dedication plaque that will be hung on the new set. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm going to upgrade this current situation that I'm in, but I'm also going to have a little bit of a couch situation where I can bring in guests in studio, which is something I've wanted to do for a long time now. So, yeah, I'm very excited about that. You know, get the wood paneling going, get the couch going. I'm excited. I'm excited. So here's my give, send, go. Throw me $1 or $2 if you like. I'm gonna see how much I can get done before I have to give birth. It's so scary. But on the topic of birth, I have a very special guest. You might recognize. Maybe you follow her already because I was just on her channel. I think like last week or 2 weeks ago. Not that long ago. She is a life strategist, a speaker, a life coach. She's got a podcast called I'm not going to give away the name of her podcast because it gives away her name. And we all know how introing guests goes. I always notice in comedy, like I hate when someone gives away, because my name is also in my podcast. So I think I'm just really particular about intros because it reminds me of stand-up. Anyway, without further ado, she's a blonde bombshell. She's multi-talented. Welcome to the show, Olga Perez.
Why, thank you, Chrissie. What an intro, girl. What an intro.
Woo! And everybody can follow Olga on Twitter at Olga Perez. And here's your link tree as well, Olga _S_ Perez. And
Thank you.
Let us know in the chat how we sound. We were dealing with a little bit of a audio snafu before going live. So let us know how we sound, how we look, how we feel. You know, we're just a couple of broads. We can't be expected to figure out all the intricacies of audio plugs and such. Okay, Fealty says it's fine. Good. Fealty's like one of the smartest people I know. So if he says it's fine, then we are fine. So with I have kind of an impending birth in a couple of weeks. I have someone that's about to fly out of me. And I think maybe a year or two ago, I may have had a guest on where we briefly covered astrological chart reading. But for people who are completely unfamiliar, Olga, explain what this is and when you kind of started to take an interest in this.
What astrology is, or the
Yeah,
reading?
astrology, the reading, yeah, what it gives
Okay.
you a sense of.
In a nutshell, I always say that, and it's like when I say long story short, and it's a long story. Okay, so astrology, it's you know how when you watch the Weather Channel, and they're almost never right, or at least 50% wrong all the time. It's a map on how to understand the realm we live in. Whether you want to call it universe, it's just a map. It's signs, it's signals. It tells you it's your birth ID. And there's no two people alike. Even if they're born the same day, same hospital, it doesn't matter. Okay, I get that question a lot.
Fine.
Say that again.
What if well, not twins, because one has to come out first, but what if two babies are born on the same date, same hospital, meaning like same, because your longitudinal and latitudinal lines are relevant, right? So if it's like
Right.
same location, town, date, and time, are you sort of destined for a similar path? Would those two babies be destined for a similar path?
They would. They absolutely would. But of course, there's nature versus nurture. So how they accomplish or how they fulfill their destiny, because again, with all this free will, that's why I really got into astrology. So to answer that question, I mentioned in our last week's podcast that we did together. My mother would read it, in the magazines, the BS, but she knew a lot about it. Like she always was interested in people that knew of it, that were into it, or whether they taught it or they did readings. And so my mom knew more, and she was a people reader too. She had her emotional IQ was very, very high. Matter of fact, she really based all her decisions, and she's an Aries. You might be having an Aries.
Ooh, okay, wow.
But I'm going to get into it when I see, because obviously we looked a little bit at your chart, spontaneous live last week. So I have some ideas and some things that came through me that I didn't share everything that came through me. But I think one of your things that you want to know is about this baby, right? This human that you're having, this soul.
But he's not out yet, so it's like we can't really jump to
I'm going to make a
conclusion yet.
guess.
Okay.
I'm going to make a prediction. But I didn't look at it, right? So I didn't already look and know what I think is going to happen. So we're going to be doing this live together. How I'm going to show you what I'm seeing and why I think whatever is going to happen. Like, for example, will he really be born on the 19th? If so that would be one. Can I answer that question? Can I predict through your astrology chart, through the transits? Because one thing is your birth chart that tells me who you are and what your purpose is. In a nutshell, okay? It's obviously more in depth than that. But just, I don't want to bore anybody. But I want to know too, okay, who is she expecting? Who's this human, this soul that's coming into your life? I mean, do you want to know?
Kind of. And what a great time to bring up the baby pool. Guys, you can Venmo $10 to Gino Bisconti with the date, weight, and time. And who knows, maybe Olga has a leg up on all of you guys because of her expertise. But there is still time to put in your guesses, submit your choices. $5 goes to the baby diapers and such, and then $5 will go to the winner. It's already hundreds of dollars, and you might even win the baby itself, depending on how bad I freak out. Gino Bisconti on Venmo. Okay, great. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a map, an astrological chart reading. I'm reading this, of course, from the internet. It's a personalized assessment of all the different celestial bodies, astrological houses, natural elements, and more. It uses the exact date, time, and location of your birth to recreate a snapshot of the sky at the precise moment of your arrival. Within the folds of this circular map, you'll find all the planets and celestial objects tracked in astrology, along with the zodiac signs that they were occupying. A birth chart is a comprehensive analysis of your individual natal chart based on the time, date, location. It can help you understand yourself better and gain insight into your life path. So, what about people who feel they don't believe in destiny? They like to think that they are the captain of their own ship, that they are in charge. This seems to sort of balk up against that.
That's a great question. So I've always had a natural belief in the occult, the things we couldn't see. I felt like that was more real than the reality we live in as a very young kid. From my first memory. But my dad was highly scientific and very, very intellectual. And I did believe in science, or I wanted to know, I wanted to learn. I still am that way. But it came to a point that we didn't have all the answers. Science doesn't have the answers, and they make a lot of mistakes. So I'm just like, okay, I got really into philosophy, and I was like, okay, well, why would people like Aristotle, Socrates, they were into it. Come on, these people weren't stupid. Like some things, there's nothing new under the sun, right? So when I go down that rabbit hole and I go down like the Egyptian astrology or Vedic and India astrology, and I'm just like, okay. And as I mentioned last week when we grazed over it a little bit, I was just trying to find answers and to see if it was legit. Well, guess what? It's legit. I mean, it's 100% legit. So it really took away a lot of things that I believed in science, and I believed in free will, and I believed in independence because I'm that kind of person. And I really struggled with what? Like, I don't have a choice. Wait. I don't have a choice. I'm not making my own choices. So when I'm at a restaurant, I'm choosing what I'm going to eat and I'm going back and forth. Maybe I want the chicken. Maybe I want, the salad. You see what I mean? I'm thinking ultimately, is there a set where you're going to do that? Now, I'm not God. I'm not the creator, period. So I don't really have the exact answer, the perfect answer. No. I'm a humble human. I'm humble enough to know that we don't know shit. But what I do know is that this system of trying to understand each other. So that was the next step that I took in this journey was I wanted to understand. I wanted to get along with people. I wanted to beat the system. I wanted to get that guy or make him like me or figure out why doesn't he like me? Like, what's wrong with this?
Yeah, how to best deal with your boss or
exactly.
like your coworker.
You're so good at this. But we already know.
It's kind of like your natal chart is the car that you're put in. Of course, you're in charge of driving the car, putting the key in, maintaining the car, getting upgrades. But okay, if you're driving in a 2010 Ford Focus with some miles on it, I don't I just say that because that's my car.
My father. Okay,
it's a good car. They're good cars.
It is a good car.
Yeah, it's a roadmap, I guess, or maybe it's a map and you decide how to get there. But it's like, here's your kind of strengths and weaknesses. You can work against them. You can work with them.
Right. But ultimately, when people want happiness, honestly, the fastest, easiest ways, let me look at your chart. Like, what are you doing here? What are you supposed to be doing? Like your North Node. North Node is, in a simple way, it's your destiny, your purpose, your calling, right? Whether you know it or not. And yours is in the 8th house in Gemini. 8th house rules secrets. It rules also the occult, mysticism, psychic abilities, a lot of things. But so each house, the 12 months and the 12 signs, it's kind of like the tarot card as well. One card, like the devil card, doesn't mean the devil. It means a lot of different things, and you're supposed to be able to use your intuition to read through the symbology and how they all, and it tells a story. So I think astrology is a lot like that, although it's more technical and definitely more scientific. It's a fact. It's like, okay, this is what this means, however you interpret it, but here's where it is, right? It's more...
On Cafe Astrology, it says the North Node represents the kinds of experiences that we must work to develop in order to work with our karma and to grow spiritually. The South Node represents the experiences and qualities that come naturally to us that are overdeveloped and that we tend to fall back on.
There you go. Because that's basically tied to past life. Now, I don't necessarily believe in reincarnation. I think that's just our way of understanding the whole death rebirth thing. But I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. But if you study astrology, then you know that the South Node is your past life. and what you like you just read.
What you've already learned.
Right. So let's say in my past life, I have the South Node in Cancer. And so I'm very good at cooking. I think we talked about, I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive, but so I was really good at cooking and being a housewife. Let's just say it that way. And a host and a nurturer. And so I'm naturally good at it in this life, but that's not what I'm here to do this time. My North Node is in 4th house of Capricorn, which is funny because I mostly work from home. I didn't always. So see, the universe brought me here because I didn't, even when I knew astrology 20 years ago, I was following my gut feeling, like my instinct, like I was choosing opportunities would come and I'm like, okay, I'll do that. Why not? Why not? Why not? And then I'm like, why isn't shit working for me? Or why does it have to be so difficult? You see what I mean? And so more and more I started implementing astrology and reading my chart and following it and knowing when not to fight the wave. Learning to know to go with the flow because for example, I can't stand doing sales. I know you might watch my channel, you watch some of my episodes and you're like, oh, you're looking at a pretty good salesman. You have no idea how long it's taken me and how hard it's still deep down in me when I'm going, hey, make sure to like and subscribe. You know what I mean? And everyone's like, oh, look at her. She makes it look so easy.
It's so hard to ask for things. Oh my God.
Yes.
It's hard to even ask for help. Like even like, could
Yes.
you help me bring this laundry up? It's like crippling. It's yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. So based on that, your North Node in Gemini, learning. So you've been very curious a lot. Like you really want to know. It's funny how you just looked everything up and you just explained the North Node and what astrology is. And so that's your purpose in this life, is to continue to learn. You will never stop learning. In fact, you can't even stop learning. You're Gemini because it's Gemini and you're curious. You get easily bored mentally. Right?
Everything I do, I constantly feel like I'm not prepared enough. I haven't read enough. Like every guest I ever have on, even with like all things pregnancy, I haven't been reading enough. I haven't been researching enough. Like I haven't been it's very anxiety producing.
Well, in this case, I would say you don't worry about that because you have ascendant. You've got the moon in Capricorn. In Aquarius. And so you're very different. You do think a lot. You probably spend a lot more time thinking than maybe, like you said, looking up or reading and searching it. But the thing is, it's because you have a lot of intuition with that Scorpio sun and your Scorpio ascendant. And Pluto's like right there in their 12th house of also, past life. There's this energy about. Now, this is just going with my intuition. It's not just straightforward, just looking at your natal chart, your birth chart. We're not even looking at transits, right? We're not looking at what's happening right now and what's about to happen to you. And I feel like when you lean into your intuition, you're fine. You flow, you fly. So I think like when you're saying you don't think you're prepared every time, most of the times or whatever with a guest, I feel like, but you pull it off really nicely. Like nobody would notice that. And I think it's because of that. And I think also with the baby, I feel like you're just going to be like, I don't know how did I just change that diaper? Like, how did I just know how to like grab his legs and lift his butt up? You get what I'm saying? You're going to have a lot of those moments. I'm not worried about you at all. At all.
Good. That
and
makes
you're a
one
fast
less.
learner. So, you know what I mean? It doesn't take you 3 times. I don't have to explain something 3 times for you to get it.
And also some of the diaper boxes have the instructions on the back.
Come on, girl. I know you're being funny, but so the North Node. So you're going to continue to talk and you know what? Your comedy, man, I'm telling you, the more with the Aquarius moon and, your North Node in communications, Gemini, 8th house, like the more you are authentic because, Uranus is what rules
Tell
Aquarius.
me about my anus. Yes.
I know I love to say Uranus. Uranus.
The
That almost
moon.
sounds like
Okay, so
urinal.
explain what the moon sign is to people.
So the moon represents the psychic feminine energy, represents the mother. It represents our emotions in the simplest fast. And your sun, which is what most people think of their sign, is your sun from the dates that you were born. But for me, your ascendant is really who you are and how people really see you. And that's depending on what time you're born. So one way I would explain it to people, if they know nothing about astrology, I'll go, think about like the ego, the id and the ego, their alter ego. Like you're one person and you think and act a certain way, but people see you a completely different way. It's typically your ascendant. So you have an ascendant Scorpio. Was funny because you're also Scorpio, which another thing is very special and pretty unique. It's not as common to have both your ascendant and your sun at the same. So those people alone, no matter what the sign, it's pretty special. And like, you've really got to like hand it to them because they are, in some ways they can be hard. It's hard for them to even find the right match as far as friends, even or groups. You know what I'm saying? Because they can be more intense. So it's a double of that energy, right? So it's a double of water. It's a double of, so it's funny because you're one of those rare people that people do actually see you the way you see yourself. Get it?
Ooh.
Where typically that doesn't happen. Yeah. So people have, people probably open up to you very easily, tell you all their secrets.
True. But then they're in the vault. Yeah.
That's what I say. When my friends want me not to tell each other, especially if I know the same people, they're like, okay, Olga, this is in the vault.
It's in the vault.
It's in the vault. I love that. And I'm true to that. So represent your mother. The sun represents the father. So it depends, what house it's in. Your Aquarius moon is in the 4th house of home and family, which tends to be, you had a very not typical upbringing. Am I correct?
Yes. I would say that's correct.
See what I'm saying? So it's always things like that you're like, okay, how can it be consistently accurate? But even if somebody was to say someone else with the same moon, Aquarius in the 4th house, and I say that to them, they're like, no, I think it's pretty typical.
How do you even know what a typical, it's like you only live your one life. How do you know if it's typical or not? But I just,
well, it could be, come on, you could be Amish or not Amish, I don't know, or Mormon or something. You know what I mean? You can be in a polygamous marriage.
that's true.
And you think that's normal. You see what I'm saying? So it varies, but the reader should be able to see and should be able to.
Right. I wouldn't be doing stand-up if I had a normal upbringing in childhood.
Well, yeah. But especially, with that moon in Aquarius and your 8th house in Gemini and your Scorpio intensity with the double Scorpio on the 1st house of Pluto, and you have it like right there at 0 degrees in Libra. Your Pluto. Anyway, yeah, not to bore anybody.
What's my Pluto doing? I thought Pluto wasn't a planet anymore. Now he's back.
I know. It has its purpose. It rules the Hades and underground. Okay. And you got enough of that kind of energy being a Scorpio, but you also have Saturn in your 1st house. So you've had some tough love, or you've had some tough fucking lessons, and you kind of still will, because it's in your 1st house. Saturn is not fun.
Is that does it have to do with like death and getting canceled and things like that, or just hard times?
It just means hard times. It means growing thick skin because it's in your 1st house of self. So you've had to really fucking, like, if you've had bullies and shit, like, even if you would have loved to have a best friend or older brother or somebody that could defend you, you know what I mean? You've had to fucking do this shit. It's okay if I'm cursing.
Curse away.
Because this is how I'd be reading you, in a regular session. Obviously, this isn't your live stream, so I'm not being as pro as I would be. It's more conversive. But
that is so true. I even with 2 older siblings, I never had the sense that like someone was going to stick up for me. Even my parents, I don't feel like I had that sort of parental classic, we got your back. We're here for you. I felt very much like, you got to figure this out by yourself, like what you're going to do with your life, how to deal with things, like never got the talk. Like, I feel like my guidance was minimal. Never really had like even a high school guidance counselor be like, oh, here's what you should pursue. Here's what schools you should look at. It felt like I felt very like untethered.
Yeah. But it's not a bad thing. See, I can tell you it's bad and you might have had a hard life, right? But everything is supposed to be for our growth.
Right.
It's supposed to be for our evolution spiritually. Even if you don't believe in this stuff, even if you don't believe in God, right? Or karma or reincarnation, energy is real. That's not up for debate. Energy is everything. So even energetically, wouldn't you want to energetically be better, right? Like, would you want to argue with people and argue with everybody who disagrees with you? Or would you want to learn how to be a better listener?
Right. You don't have to be the most crunchy person to have this apply to your life, because we all have had days where, who knows, maybe you just wake up on the right side of the bed. Who knows? Maybe you have sex. Maybe you just took a great shower and you're like, you got a spring in your step. People are nicer to you, or you like nail your makeup and hair that day, or you have a good outfit, or you're like, oh, I've been working out. Like, I'm looking good. You know, people are nicer to you. Things come easily like that. That's a manifestation. That's you're putting out what you're getting. And you know, you may not be somebody who believes in this shit, so to speak, but I always feel like what you put out comes back to you.
100%. 100%. But anyway, what's meant to be is going to be either way. So if you run from it, right? Or you go towards it or against the grain, you know, it's how I always describe it as you are the captain of your ship, not just your avatar in your body, your life, who you are, your character, your integrity, your dignity. You're the captain. So how are you going to deal when the storm comes? That's what makes great captains. He goes through a storm, another storm, you know, and he starts to learn, right? He survived of them, and he's like, oh, okay, and he gets better. That's how we're all built to be. I mean, that's, you know, that's the whole purpose of wisdom, you know. But another thing I want to tell you about your comedy, and you were meant to be famous. And this is my you have the listening. You have the 10th house represents the career amongst other things, but mainly career. And you have Leo. That's the stage, baby. Like, so again, it's in your chart that you're supposed to be on stage, that you're supposed to be famous, entertaining, comedy, right? And you're just going to get bigger and bigger. Plus, by the fact that you have a lot of planets all over your chart, pretty much almost in every house and stuff, I see money. You're never going to have a problem with money. Hey, guys. Make sure to pitch in and donate.
Oh my God.
You're going to get help. You're going to get help. It's here. Everything that you went through and with your chart, because you also have Mars in the 11th house of networking, communications, as well as, but mostly networking, your groups, your friends, your peeps, your audience members. 11th house, honey, rules that. And you have Mars. Mars is like, let's go, let's do it. And so you have a masculine energy as far as when you connect with people. You probably get along more, or not more, but you really enjoy being with a bunch of dudes. Like, you don't feel out of place at all. And they love you. They're like, Chrissie. Because now I'm just getting
right. I'm not as worried about like offending them, or I do feel a little bit more at ease. Where, I mean, if it's my girlfriends that know me, like that's a different thing. But I'm talking like random people. I go, all right, I'm probably going to go over better with dudes.
But it's your feminine energy. It's funny because with your double Scorpio, but you also have Venus, the feminine and love and beauty, among other things. And you're also in your 11th house. But your Mars is in Virgo. So you're more fair. Didn't I tell you that just instinctually speaking the other day when I was like, there's this... Did I say something about Jesus or something? I'm not trying to compare you to that. Or did we talk about Jesus?
You can compare me to Jesus. That's fine.
You have this like, no, seriously, you really do. I'm not kissing your ass, guys. I'm telling you right now. Give me some other asshole's chart. I'll read it because I do piss people off. But I also, you know, I had an occasion where I met this stranger. I didn't even look at his chart because sometimes I just see things. I can feel things, whatever. And I told this girl, I'm like, you're lying. You're telling everybody this guy's great in bed, and he's not. And she was gorgeous. And he was gorgeous. And I never knew them, never met them. We just happened to be sitting next to each other at the bar. I'm shooting the shit with my friends. They're doing, and she was like, no, you're wrong. And so everyone laughed at me at the bar, right?
God.
And I'm like, I'm telling, but I was like a rock girl. You know what I'm saying? When you know, and you could see the lie, and I'm like, I'm telling you, not only you can't stand fucking him, I said, you'll be done with him in 6 months. 6 months I gave her. I didn't say before or after. I said 6 months. And she was like, you know, she just felt it like, okay. Like did she hex me or some shit? What do you know, 2-something years later, I bump into her. I don't recognize her. She walks up to me. She goes, "You remember me?" And I never forget her face. And I go, "Oh, yeah, we were at that bar." And it was like, I don't know if they still do that shit. Trivia. Remember trivia?
Oh, yeah, of course.
and she was like, "You were right. Not only that you were right, and I was lying through my teeth to make the guy feel better about himself in front of all his friends."
Oh.
And we broke up 6 months later. And it was like, she was like, "I used to suffer having sex with this guy
Oh, no.
just because he was so good looking."
You thought
And
that's
he was
enough.
Yeah. So anyway, I see what I see. You know what I mean? Don't kill the messenger. But you really, I see you've had difficulty, but you're a good person. You know, I like this about you. You have Neptune in your second house of money. So you might have made some maybe not good investments. You know what I mean? Like, you don't mind taking a gamble, and then you're like, "Oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have spent that money, or maybe I shouldn't have bought that." I don't know. Could be anything, you know? I don't know, like, could be an island of a kitchen that you're like, maybe I should have spent $100 more and got a better quality one. I don't know. But like, I feel like sometimes you'll buy things, or your idea of it is more like romanticized. And when you put it in practice, like, let's say, I don't know why I keep thinking kitchen stuff. I don't know if you're good or bad in the kitchen, but I keep seeing kitchen with you. And I don't know, like one of those choppers you'll buy and then they fucking suck. They're crap.
Oh, I'm done with choppers. I'm done cooking entirely. I don't even go into the kitchen.
So has it happened to you where you buy, I guess you could say that about anybody when you buy a gadget.
Yeah.
But you have Jupiter also, luck and blessings. It represents, it's a Jesus Christ-like energy, and you have that in the second house. So you're very giving. You're very giving. You give. You have a good energy with money of giving and receiving. You're cool with that. And Uranus, though, like, I feel like you get windfalls because you also have
my
Uranus.
Uranus giving? Because in the past, I haven't been very giving with my Uranus.
Well, I know you're making a joke, but it's been erratic for you. I think you've had moments where you're like, I'm good with money, and then all of a sudden you're like, shit.
True. I'm very generous. I don't care. It's not that I never look at my bank account, but I'm just like,
you don't want to look.
I'm like, all right, easy come, easy go. But then I will sometimes be like, oh wow, I'm low. Okay, or like, oh wow, like YouTube was not good this last few months, or like it'll hit you, and then you go, ugh, because I was kind of raised in a bit of like a poor. Not that we were poor, we were like lower middle class, but like we had a poor mindset, I think, in our house growing up. Like, it wasn't, even though my dad owned his own business, it was very much like they were frugal AF, which is probably ultimately a good thing. But I was very much raised with the sense of like, do not do anything that's going to cost your parents money. So you get kind of like,
yeah.
about it.
Well, they kind of stress you. You're worried for them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I needed stitches on my forehead. They're like, just letting you know that's $800, and I go, oh God, like just living and breathing is costing these people money. Yeah.
Oh my God, horrible. I'm sorry. That is horrible. Not.
But okay. It's all right though. It's that's what was on their mind.
Was your father a Taurus? The reason why I asked
Virgo.
So okay. So I felt the Earth. So then I looked at your chart. And your son represents the father in the first house, but that's your Scorpio. And I'm like, he could be a Scorpio. I mean, he could be even a Scorpio ascendant, right? I don't know.
Ooh.
But
God, I wonder, I don't know his birth time.
Yeah, but the Scorpio, the Virgo would make sense also because your Mars is in Virgo in the 11th house. But like, I think I said this in the last live. I don't know. Ask me a question. What else do you want to know? Because I don't know if you want me to start talking about what's about to happen with the baby, because I'm concerned that baby is not going to be an Aries.
You think he'll hold off and be a Taurus?
That's just a gut feeling, but I didn't want to look at your chart because I wanted you to see my face, raw, real. So do you want to know? Should I say it? Because I don't want to push shit in your head, and then what if I'm wrong?
What if you're wrong? Big deal.
I'm never wrong.
A lot of people are like, you're so huge, he's definitely going to come early. But then you also hear, well, it's your first, and first babies are often late. So
that's true. That is so true. First of all, you're going to be so madly in love when you have this baby, by the way. You're going to be you're going to be so overwhelmed with, this is my vision, okay? This is not because I speak from experience or anything like that. You're going to be very extremely, and this is how I'm feeling it, protective of this child.
Oh, of the bean.
I'm
Well,
gonna start
yeah,
crying
because
just
I
thinking
see
about it. I can't.
I see the way people try to fuck with me, and
You're gonna
I
be.
don't want that.
If anybody tries to fuck with you, there should be a warning sign at the house. I'm just saying, like, if as a kid grows up, because I'm thinking
Aw.
full picture, not just newborn. You know what I mean?
Right.
And everybody should be telling everybody like this. They should be telling the school teachers like, don't fuck with her kid. Anyway,
Aw.
so this is really good. These are really strong traits that you have that are innate, and I also feel that it's the part of your destiny. Okay,
Mom skills.
yeah,
We're
and
seeing-
the child in astrology, the child chose you.
which I think is a wild concept that you're just swimming around in somebody's ball sack, and
No,
and like there's an all right, you're off to the races. There's millions of you swimming neck and neck, and then one is like meant to get in, and then there's a lot of fucking retarded sperm that are like stuck in a corner, like, are we there yet? It's like, I got in. It's like, no, you're in a closet, buddy. You're in a butthole. You're not gonna make it.
Well, that's what science says. But again, they don't really have all the answers, even if they do, in vitro, okay, or hormone replacement is to help people, become more fertile and conceive. But the truth is, we really don't know if one sperm makes a difference than the other. Yes, of course we do, right? In a family of multiple children, same parents, right? We can see the differences. But also it's nature and nurture, how the father eats. If he drank, did they have sex when they were both drunk? It all affects how
What
the
if you
sperm.
drink? What if you're, for example, I'm not saying this was me. What if you drink while you're pregnant for 7 weeks and don't know you're pregnant?
That's true. Exactly. So it's just not that simple. And it's not like that, oh, they just fought over, who's going to get the egg first. No, they don't have any proof of that. I mean, they have proof that, okay, we looked at under I almost said microwave.
They looked under who's not microwaving their sperm?
But it's okay. We get it. I mean, it makes sense, right? You need tons of millions of them, right? To get to that egg, right? And it's a great feat, right? It's like, Alexander the Great, or Troy moment. You know what I mean? I get that.
Yeah.
But that baby that time, because how many people try not to get pregnant and they get pregnant? Even when it's like, it's impossible. I had a diaphragm, used a condom, and I'm on the pill.
Right.
You
I
see what
was
I'm saying?
like tracking my app. Well, I blame my Catholic period tracking app, but I feel like, it was Catholic, so maybe it wasn't tracking shit. You know what I mean? Maybe it was just like, sure, you're safe this week. We got you, bitch. So
See? So I'm sorry, I don't know if this is I guess I could have asked. I could have looked at your chart, but so this wasn't planned?
it wasn't not planned. I mean, we were married in June, so we stopped being careful. And then we were kind of both on the same page as far as like, whatever is God's plan, like guide us to whatever is meant for us. Like we were very open and very just like, I'm not gonna be one of these people who gets like hung up. Like I never wanted to be somebody who was like, all right, we're the next 3 days, all we're doing is having sex. This is my temperature. The alarms are going off,
That's awesome.
Come right home afterward. Cause that's not fun. That sounds horrible.
No.
And that sounds too intense. But we had a busy summer. We were busy with like my stepson. I was touring. I was in Houston. I was in LA. Like we were all over. And so we were just kind of like whatever, but we weren't like, oh, is this the week to avoid like we were before? We were just kind of watching it before, and then we weren't watching it. But I wasn't like, I gotta get pregnant now. I was like, you know what? I have a really great stepson. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, well, I can be in his life, and I have a great niece and nephew, and like I'll be cool with whatever happens.
Yeah. I said a lot of great stuff about you, but you can be intense. It's not just your Scorpio. It's your Pluto sitting right on your ascendant, which is like I was saying, like the other self, the way people see you. So I just, I don't want people to be like, oh, look at her. She's just fluffing her up over there. No, but because you're pregnant and I want your body to have nothing but positive energy, I am focused on that, just so you know.
Okay.
That I'm just like, I can tell you the bad shit later, but right now, it can wait.
I don't know. I feel like I've had so much bad shit happen in the last 5 months. Like, how much worse could it get?
Oh, in fact, so I have your chart pulled up here with the transits. I have 2 charts, one with the transits. And I was wondering, do you want to know anything about where things were, or we'll save another day, or we'll do a private
I don't know.
about
it's
your
up to
dad.
you. Like, can you see dad stuff in there?
If I go back to October, it's going to show me something here. It's going to.
That's actually neat.
I've never seen it not happen. Like maybe I'll miss it. Maybe I'll read somebody's chart and they'll say, anybody going to die in my family? And I'll look and I'm like, I don't see it. And then they'll call me like, hey, somebody died. I'm like, really? What day was that? And I'll look at their chart. And sure enough. So sometimes when you're looking, you don't see it sometimes, but it's always there when you go back. Like I was telling you the other day, every person I've ever dated, like every time I met them, it was always when Mercury was in my 7th house of relationships. And that's not a typical thing. It's usually maybe Venus and Mars, whether you're a male or female, going through that 7th house. But the 5th house also represents marriage. And there's another house as well. But without getting into I'm not here to teach anybody a lesson. But just so you get an idea. But about the baby. So I don't know. I mean, you don't need to say
Can you,
right?
from what you're looking at, can you say with how much certainty you think you know what day he's coming?
Okay, yeah. So I literally punched in the date of April.
Because that could affect the baby pool.
Oh, because you're having it in a baby pool.
Yeah. Well, I'm not having him in a pool, but there's a baby pool.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, sorry. I'm thinking splash, splash. Okay. Do you know what song came to my head?
What?
What is it? Splish, splash? You were making
I was taking a bath. But there's going to be people in the chat who are like, oh, I think this astrology stuff is bullshit. And
it's not. It's not. They can call me up. They can DM me. I'll prove it. I'll tell them shit I should not know about them. And at the very least, I'll tell them what's going to happen the next 6 months. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who they're dating. Like, if you don't want to know, my friends came to the point that they stopped asking me. Because because I would it's not going to work with that guy. No, it's not going to work with that girl.
Well, okay. So tell me what date. Tell me what day you think he's coming. And then if you're right, you're right. And then let's
okay, awesome. All right, so I punched in April 18th, right? Because he's supposed to be due on the 19th. So I go, okay, let me start looking at the 18th. Well, first of all, he could come next week, okay? He could come today, right?
I feel like I can reach down now and shake his hand. That's
That's awesome. That's funny. Okay, so on the 18th, the sun is in the 6th house of health. So it'd be a good day, right?
A good.
And let me go to the exact 19th. Hold on, let me forward one. Okay, no, sorry. I have it set to a week. 1 second. Let me go right on the 19th and we'll go from there and then we'll look like the 19th, 20th. Let's see.
Interesting.
So, one day. Okay. April the 19th on the supposed due date. Which, I would love for him to be born on the 19th. But because it's a special, anybody born on the 19th is the nicest person in the world, and you deserve a nice kid.
Oh,
right? It makes up for what if you had any hardship growing up, okay? Right?
Okay.
I think God is just. But anyway, so the sun, you get what you deserve in this life, okay? Telling you straight up. Anyway, so the sun is right about to leave Aries. So it's on the cusp of Aries and Taurus, but it's in your 6th house of health. So I would say, this could indicate a real quick birth. You're not going to have to be in pain.
I want to sneeze and he's out. I don't want an epidural. I don't want to.
But it also could say he's got a big head. I just don't want to lose my thoughts. I'm sorry. If he's an Aries, you know what I mean? So he could be you could be what is a melon's coming out. I know. Do you know what I'm saying? Or it might feel that way to you. I'm giving you, you better remember this.
I will.
If Frank is listening, you guys better replay this because I'm telling you.
I'm going to play this during when I go into labor. I'm going to just replay this whole episode. And the doctors are going to be like, what's wrong with you?
And you got karma. You got the Chiron of your karma, basically, your wounded healer in your 6th house, transiting. So this is all transits, right? This is what our universe, right, is at today, not the day you're born, right? On this day of April 19th, sorry.
Oh.
Just to clarify.
The future.
You got your North Node transiting your 6th house, plus Mercury communication, plus Venus, women, love, come on, baby, in Aries, which is like, I'm not waiting, bitches. In fact, he might come sooner. I mean, the only way. So let me click the next day, the 20th. Then he's officially a Taurus.
If he's born on the 19th or the 20th, you said.
The 20th. But he'll
Hitler's
always
birthday.
Yes. But he'll always have the energy of both.
Okay. Because he'll still be cuspy.
Cuspy. I don't really like this cusp because they're both ruled by the head. So
you're thinking you're predicting a big head.
Well, not just but like also as the personality.
Headstrong.
So somebody who's headstrong, stubborn, both at the same time. But they are amazing defenders.
Ooh.
So anybody picks on you, forget about it. Aries, ruled by Mars, which is war. It's like,
have that baby, get that knife.
But Taurus, it takes a lot for them to blow up. So you see what I'm saying? So the Taurus could help the Aries not blow their top as easily as they usually do.
It's
you see
grounding.
what I'm saying?
It's grounding. It's earthy. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a good and bad there. But yeah, the bad, the worst would be like, fuck, you just can't get through them. Because the Taurus only does things when they want to. You got to make them think that it's on their time. Right? Like, oh, do you want to go here, do this, do that? I don't know. Okay, yeah. You know what? Totally. And just because you said that, they'll agree with you. If you force a Taurus, good luck, sweet cheeks, and nothing.
What about if you have a Taurus moon? Is that the same?
Oh, Taurus moon. Hate to say it. I'm a Taurus moon. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I am. But any astrologer will tell you it's one of the best placements, if not, to some astrologers, the best placement to have a moon. Because it's just very devoted and giving and loving and nurturing, and you know what I mean? And it's again, it's the loyalty. You know, if Leos are known for loyalty, well, this is a moon in Taurus. It's just a beautiful place. It's just the energy works well. The moon works well in Taurus. But again, it depends on the person's house. See, my moon is in the 8th house of like yours is in the wait, I'm looking at the third. See, it's funny. I look at different charts and your moon is in. Wait, have I been looking at the wrong chart? Your moon's in the 3rd house. Oh, but we never talked about that, right? That your moon's in the 3rd house. We just said an Aquarius.
You said moon Aquarius.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. So 3rd house rules siblings, also communications. But you have it in Capricorn, your 3rd house. So I'm telling you, man, it's not easy for you. Like, even emotionally, you can be very detached. But it's not that you, it's almost like your partner, your lover, your husband, he really knows how soft you are. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In a way that even your friends can't even imagine you. Again, I'm probably getting too TMI here. But
no, that's fair. I would say I have, like not the easiest time with siblings for sure.
Yeah, because the moon's in your 3rd house Capricorn, it's tough. And it's like, I think they compete with you or they compare with you.
We're not, like, they can't compete with me.
Well, they feel like they have to, in a sense.
Hilarious.
But you, cause my thing is, you can be very together with your emotions. Be in the 3rd house, but again, I don't think it's been easy for you with your siblings. But they know you're good people. They might think that you like things your way, and maybe you're not as flexible as they like you to be. Something like that.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Because like I was kind of raised to be a pushover, so I feel like my adult life is about correcting that and
That's
standing
right.
up for myself. Yeah.
That's your karma. I mean, that's your purpose. So this is perfect. This is why I believe you're doing so well and you're happy. And you've had that beautiful, for me, a blessed, meant to be pregnancy at the time, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? This time, not 5 years ago, not 5 years from now. You know what I mean? I see in your chart, and if I would have looked at, I'm sure you probably did conceive when the planets were in those positions, but not because they're just magically, affecting you. No, it's destiny, right? So it's like, okay, if I want to get pregnant 5 years ago and I'm not, somebody comes to me, why can't I get pregnant? I'm like, let me look at your chart. I'm like, dude, just relax.
Wow.
It's going to happen, but it's going to happen around this time. And they're like, they don't want to. Some people don't have the faith, right? And they go to the doctor and they get the IV and they spend all this time and money. And then I had one client where it failed 3 or 4 times. And I said, and it's hard on your soul to do that, right? It's hard physically, emotionally, economically. And this person had money, but I said, stop it. You really need to step into the faith. You already believe me. You've come to me before. I haven't been wrong. Can you just give it a break, please? I said, just give me 6 months, because I saw in the chart. I'm like, just please. It will happen 6 months to a year, I said. And sure enough, when they weren't trying, and it was because I saw the chart. They also paid me to do a tarot reading. So I used both together. Like, why not, right? It's like, okay, we got confirmation. But it's a great thing to know that there is a destiny, and like, why can't you just step into it? Like, because you think you can control things. That's the ego, and that's a lie. Even if you did get pregnant and you paid all the IVF and you did all the hormone treatment and you think, oh, it's because I did all that. No, that's, again, it's a false sense of empowerment. And anyway.
So you would say it sounds like you kind of blend this with God, because some people think, oh, well,
Yes.
astrology is bad because some people think it's a replacement for God. But it sounds like you're like, no, why not observe both?
No, absolutely. And I mean, the Bible even says it, whether you're a Christian or not, is to look to the skies. Even the Quran, I mean, look to the skies. The signs are in the sky. And the fact that even the astrology, even Vedic, it's, which is Indian astrology, they use a little bit different, a lot of different, but the point is that even the sun represents the son of Christ or God, right? But Jupiter is also, if you look at Greek mythology, that's what all these planets are named after. Uranus, who rules Uranus, right? Or like Neptune, it's Poseidon.
Yeah.
English ain't my first language. So there's a story behind each planet. And in the Bible, they're like basically fallen angels. They're not real planets the way we think they are. And again, it just makes more sense with astrology. All that NASA ever said, all that supposedly the scientists, they're all fucked up. They're all wrong. They screwed up the calendar. They did. They did it on purpose. Because if the government or an entity, globalists, whatever you want to call it, the self-proclaimed elites, because they're not my fucking elite. But at the end of the day, it's, how can I control you? If I let you know there's a God, think about Pharaoh, right? Pharaoh, I'm the God. There is no God. Or, not to bring in the whole Israel, when Jesus was born and how he was rejected. But at the end of the day, if there is a God, then where's science? Where's your teacher? Where's your authority? Where's the government? Who do you know what I'm saying? Who do you bow to?
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to control you, it makes sense that they change it all up and hide shit. Astrology, they call it a pseudoscience. Get the fuck out. You know that guy, what's his name? De Rossi?
Carlo De Rossi, he makes great wine.
No, Tyson, the cosmology guy. He was the apprentice from Carl Sagan. Am I saying the right name?
Someone in the chat will know.
Neil something Tyson, black dude.
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yes.
Okay.
So like he'll say shit that I'm like, dude, you just pull that out of your ass. Like, you got no proof on it, but again, he's the authority. How about the other guy, Miki Kako? I forget him. He's a physicist. Because again, like I said in the beginning of this podcast, that I looked at quantum physics to find the answers to just everything, right? Happiness, life, answers to everything, being empowered. And when I saw him on CNN or one of those shows, MSNBC or something like that, and he was like, when somebody asked him about, what does it mean when Mercury's retrograde? Now, here's a guy who knows nothing about astrology, But he's the person to ask.
Right.
Oh, that's no. It's no such thing. You know what I mean? It just means, when the planet moves a certain way. It's like, dude. So he's saying that there's no such thing when there's nothing but tons of not just publications, but proof, people's, own experiences and stories over and over again throughout centuries, not in the last 10, 20 years, forever. Everyone can agree that when Mercury's retrograde, car breaks down or they bought a shitty car.
Miscommunication.
Miscommunication.
Yep.
Because what rules Mercury? Remember Mercury in the Greek mythology? He's the guy with the wings on his ankle. You've seen the movies and whatnot. So he communicates, okay? But he's a trickster too. So he fucks around. And if he's retrograde, shit, he ain't going to deliver. Those wings are going to hit. But there's a reason. That's the thing. It's not just a mischievous thing that happens just to fuck with you and be annoying. And really be, some days Mercury retrograde can be so fucking bad. You just want to, you just want to off yours. You know what I mean? You just want to do bad shit. But it's the lesson that you're supposed to redo it. You're supposed to learn patience. Like, for example, when's the first time if something broke on you, a computer, or you fucking lost all your shit, right? Like, it just blanked on you. I mean, maybe when you were younger, you probably lost your shit. Maybe you even stood up because I know I did, and throw the laptop. Like, what the? Like when I had a paper due, and you know what I mean? It was the last day, and I had to turn it in the next day, and I put hours and hours gone. Not even on the floppy disk. I'm talking like even old school before USB. But anyway. I gotta get back to the baby thing because I'm sorry, I got on a roll.
So you're thinking 20th.
No, I'm thinking, well, okay, no. I didn't say that yet.
Okay.
I'm just saying this is what I would see if he's born on the 20th, right? Versus the 19th. That's all I said so far. So now I forward it to the 20th. I would prefer that you have him on the 19th also because the sun is still in your 6th house. But on the 20th, it goes right into your 7th house of relationships, which is not bad, but it's Taurus. So you can
you're blowing my mind because I always thought Taurus was going to be a better deal than Aries.
No, it's not that. We're talking about you're giving birth, right? So I'm not even at this personality yet. So I just don't want you to
birthing. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want you to be sitting there for 12 hours pushing this because Taurus likes to take its time. Do you see what I mean? But I'm not supposed to read what I want for you. I'm supposed to read what's going to happen. And according to this, it looks pretty good that you're going to have them either the 19th or before. Because you got Mercury, you got Venus, you got your karma, Chiron in there. And Aries likes to hurry up, doesn't want to wait. And it could be awesome, right? A firstborn that is also an Aries on the 19th.
My brother's a firstborn Aries.
Yeah, do you like him? He's your brother, too. It's different.
He's a sweet kid.
He's different than your son.
We're so different. We could not be. It's like he's Chinese. We could not be more different. Like, we don't get each other. We don't like.
What's Frank's sign? The reason why I'm asking this has to do with
he's a Gemini.
Okay. He's a Gemini. Because your Mars is in Virgo, which a lot of times when women want to know where who their level of life is going to be, I'll look at where their Mars is, and for men, I look at where their Venus is. Oh. So your Venus, obviously, we're talking about men. So anyway, it's Virgo, but I can see the Gemini. Well, again, because your moon in Aquarius. So that's another way, a good way to match somebody up is that they have their ascendant or moon that's equal, or at least there's harmony with their energies, right? With the earth, the fire. But anyway, back to the baby. So you got Mars, honey, right now, 2 weeks from today, on the 20th. Let me make it very clear. On the 20th, you will have Mars in your 5th house of children. So you can, and Mars is like pointing this way, girl. And Mars is what? Action. Aries is ruled by Mars, action. So I'm sorry, but there's a lot here telling me you're going to have that baby before or by the 19th.
Wow. So they were an accurate guesser of due date.
And you got Saturn also transiting your 5th house in Pisces, though. So although the 5th house rules Leo and it rules fun and children, so that's giving me all this reason to think with the energy push, but it's also in Pisces. So Saturn, Pisces in the 5th house. I feel like this is a blessing child. And I
Aw.
think that the Saturn also rules parents and rules fathers. And he's a boy. And hopefully Frank is going to be with you. I see it in the chart. Frank is definitely going to be with you. It's not going to be freaky. It's not going to be all of a sudden. No, like it's not going to be like, I don't know, like your Costco
In
or
an
something.
Uber. Okay.
In an Uber, right. No. You're going to be fine. You're going to know. You're going to be prepared. You're going to be walking right into it. Yes. Health-wise, all the aspects are really good. Health-wise, you got nothing to worry about.
Oh, wow. What a
Nothing at
relief.
all. But who is this baby going to be? So let me see. 1 week prior to the 20th. Let's see. So let's say it goes on the Taurus side, right? And it's taking its time to come out. Because Tauruses like to eat too. So if you eat good, that baby loves to stay in your belly.
Oh.
As an Aries, though, it's probably going to come before the 19th because that would be typical Aries.
Interesting. And here's the thing too. What if people that get induced, does that mess things up a little bit?
Not
Because
really.
they're like, oh, well, at 39 weeks, maybe we can induce you. And I was like, well, I just want him to come when he wants to come.
That's a good question, but it's God ultimately, because you can induce somebody and bad shit happens. You know what I'm saying? It's not always a great way. It doesn't always work. It ultimately, we think we have power. It's like, you ever see those like near-death experiences in movies? And the guy is they're trying to resuscitate the guy or the woman, right? And the doctors are going and going and going, and then they think they lose the guy or the woman, right? But then they get him.
Yeah.
Their ego can easily think they did it. How many times you hear people tell the story? They come back and they didn't want to come back. And God's like, well, you have to. It's not your time. Right?
Right.
Or other times it's like you choose. You want to stay, you want to go. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So
It's not your time. You got to feed the turtle. You got to empty the dishwasher.
well, so here's the thing. This is not easy. This is not an easy reading for me because when I go a week later, the 27th of April, the sun in the 7th house, but you got Uranus next to Jupiter transiting in your 7th house of relationships in Taurus. So a sudden, like, I'm going to go with my first instinct. My first instinct, he's coming sooner. But if he doesn't come by April 19th, which is anytime from now to April 19th, and he is born in the era of the time of Taurus, it's going to be very suddenly. It's going to be the opposite. Like, you'll be in an Uber.
He'll fly out.
He'll fly out or some shit. But nothing bad. It's just nothing bad. But so you're saying, put that Venmo thing up again. What was it? $10?
Oh, the baby pool.
The baby pool. Let me see. Let me read that again. So join the baby pool. Because I remember reading your post, I think, on Twitter about it. So I got to text him the wait time.
Yeah, date, wait time. It goes date first. Like, let's say only one person chose the right date. Well, then they're obvious winner. But if two people chose the same date, well, then it goes into wait. And then it goes into time. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to say 6 pounds. I'll send it to
okay.
But as we're here on the live, I'm going to say 6 pounds, around 6 pounds for sure. 5 to 7 tops, around that number. It's a big baby. Again with the head, dude. I'm telling you.
You're seeing a big head.
I mean, that's it. That's it. I mean, I'm standing my ground. I bet you nobody else can guess that. They'll be like, oh, whatever pounds. But and again, who knows? Maybe even the doctor.
The head alone will.
That's what I mean.
That's what you're saying.
And I'm being funny, but hey, what if you know what I'm saying? You let me know. I can't wait to see this.
It's funny,
but I believe that all the aspects in the 6th house and health with the sun before the 19th everything is very glorious. It's very glorious to have this baby from now to the 19th. After that, it's not bad. I just feel like it's going to take his fucking time. Okay. And then you're kind of going to get a little annoyed, but it's okay. It's still going to be great.
Okay.
So we'll find out. You let me know if you want what time he was born, when it all happens.
Oh, yeah.
And eventually, whether it's, I don't know, when he's 6 months old, whatever you want. Let me know, and I'll tell you what they have to worry about. You're going to find out real soon. The personality comes out real soon.
Oh, Yeah,
But
people say, "Oh, you know the personality when they're in you," and I'm like, I don't know if I'm getting enough like personality indicators just from kicking and hiccups and stuff.
yeah, I can't really make a prediction about how he's going to be yet.
Yeah, he's not even out.
But if he's an Aries, he's definitely, I don't care what time he's born, I don't care about where everything is in his chart. I think Aries males do really well with their mothers. Okay.
Oh,
So this is really good. I think if anything, when he gets older and he gets a little sexual, you might worry about him. You're like,
uh-oh. What,
You
is
know
he
what
gonna
I'm
be
saying?
gay?
no. I don't think so at all. No. But if he's
Not that there's anything
Taurus,
wrong with that.
well, I think he's going to be more cautious if he's born in Taurus era. And I think he's going to be less cautious and more adventurous. And I'm seeing motorcycles. I don't know if Frank's into motorcycles.
Interesting. My uncle is.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be into that kind of sports. You mark my
Well,
freaking
I
words.
was in sort of into dangerous sports. Like me and Frank were both athletes. So
I didn't
would
know
make
that. I'm
sense.
sorry I didn't know that. For what? What
Okay.
did
How
you
would
do?
you possibly know? I was a springboard diver.
And Frank?
Baseball.
Oh, I don't know why when you said that I thought it was like I used to have a dirt bike.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I thought
Like
you were talking about that kind of sports.
something dangerous.
No, I was volleyball. But yeah, yours
Ooh.
that's some badass shit. Diver? I had a
Yeah.
roommate who was a swimness. How do you say that in English?
Swimmer.
Swimmer. And he was in great shape. He was gay, actually. He had huge lungs, could breathe a lot. I mean,
Ooh.
he won a few medals. I mean, he never made it to the Olympics, but mad respect, girlfriend. Mad respect for
It was
for-
fun. It was fun. It kept me on the right track. It kept me away from like the hoodlums, I think. Middle school, high school, college too. Gives you a lot of discipline.
I'm gonna go back because I'm gonna wrap this up because I actually have a live at 1:00 that I scheduled.
Oh, yes, of course.
A live reaction. It was a request from one of my members, and
Is it why am I curious about the bad things? I don't know. I think because
you
I'm
know why?
a
Because
little morbid.
No, I love that, and thank you so much for. By the way, thank you so much for having the ovaries. For having the goal to really have somebody you barely know just fucking look, because I fucking see everything in people. And so I remember this one guy when I was like, what time you were born? He's like, what the fuck? He already gave me his birthday, right? His time of birth. And he's like, what, you want my social security number too?
Because there's probably stuff that you see that you can't say because
Exactly.
like, and that's got to be stressful for you. You're like, oh, I see
Very
horrible
stressful.
shit and I can't say anything.
Well, I will always caution. So I think that is smart that I have a client that calls me every year, right in the new year. He's like, okay, what's happening this year?
Aw.
And he's always asking, anything bad? No matter what I say, whether I say bad or good, I'm like, no, dude. It's like he's waiting for somebody to die, and it's like maybe
Why does
20
he-
years.
Yeah, he thinks you can prepare for that, which is like,
Yes.
you're robbing yourself of your present if you're always preparing for something bad.
Boom. Hello. Anyone? Can anyone give a like here for Chrissy for saying that? That was powerful. What you just said. That was
Aw.
beautiful. That was very powerful.
How about a smoke alarm chirp? I can do that.
I love that. So I just went back to the 14th of April. And see, that's what I'm saying. You already got. So today's the 4th. So I don't think this week is going to happen. But dude, by the 14th.
Good. Because let me tell you, I have some remote classes that I still have to do here. Like I have a virtual breastfeeding class on Monday. I really don't want to miss. I have
What's Monday? Let me see the calendar.
the 8th. That's the eclipse.
Oh, the eclipse. Well, I'll
I
tell you what. That's the other reason why I think you're going to have them before than later. Because the
Okay.
eclipse can make things happen
Oh,
faster.
God.
Can
Okay.
kind of. But that's not a bad thing. Don't worry about that. You know what? The only thing you got to worry about, not even worry, is like you said, you're going to have it in a pool at your house.
No, I wish. I'm gonna have it at the hospital in case something goes sideways.
I got it. Makes sense. But listen, you got this. There's
But
nothing
I'm
in
going.
the trap.
I joined a new pool. Hey, if he comes out at the community pool,
That's what I mean.
I might have to pay an extra cleaning fee, but
Well, the fact that the 6th house is ruled by Pisces, although you have it, Aries is in your 6th house. Yeah, there's water. He could be born into water or on a rainy day. You mark my
Aw.
words, water will be involved in this.
April showers.
April showers. You're so good at this. Like, wait a minute. Who's the astrology reader here at this point?
I used to be very, very, very into it.
See? So that's why I keep sharing with you like what I'm seeing, because I want you to also use your own intuition. What do you think? I mean, you got Venus starting from the 12th of April. Venus enters your 6th house of health.
That's next Friday. Okay.
With your north node of your karma
after next Friday.
Going through service, hospitals, right? But don't get me wrong, that's going to be there anyway for a few months. But it's the personal planets like Mercury, Venus, the moon, they move faster, right? So you got Mercury there, you got the sun there, you got Chiron, the wounded healer, all in the 6th house with health, hospitals. Like, how can it not be in Aries? You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as I forward, again, anything's possible. God is ultimately, again, I'm just a reader, right? I can make mistakes.
Right.
But this is going to be a good one. This is like, I don't bet, but like.
So you're thinking basically like not next week, but the week after.
For sure. It's got to be before the 19th or
between
by the
the
19th.
12th and the 19th.
Yeah. I mean, because it just gets stupid. Well, I mean, there's a slight chance that it is born in Taurus but I don't see you on the 26th of April. That's just too long. But again, that's Taurus for you. You know what I mean? So my point is, do not worry. If it doesn't happen by the 20th, it's definitely not going to be Hitler.
Oh, darn it. What if I wanted it to be Hitler? Good night, Mr. says, Olga, what's your sign?
Leo
Las
sun,
Vegas.
Libra ascendant, moon in Taurus. What does that say? With your knowledge of astrology, what do you think?
Okay, so sun in Leo, moon in Taurus. Oh, okay, right. Well, it's what you said. Moon in Taurus means you're loyal, you're dedicated, you're like ride or die.
Totally.
And then, well, Leo. I mean, everyone knows the classic things about Leo: performer, maybe a little peacocky, maybe a little showboaty. You're a good like speaker, theatrical. God,
but if you look at my chart, I have Mercury, so that makes sense. That's what most people would think. But I have Mercury conjunct smack next to, so that's communication, next to Mars in Leo in 11th house.
I don't know anything about Mars.
So I suck at communication in essence. I suck at being on stage. That's my lesson. I'm supposed to learn how to
work on that. Okay, that's cool.
I'm much better than I used to be. If you compare
Jim Marshall says, when is Uranus rising? I don't know. It depends how nice you are to me, I guess. Thank you, Jim.
Does anybody else have any question for me?
Gee, man, I was born 9th of October. I think I'm Libra. How is it looking for Libras this month?
Oh, okay. Well, you're a Libra, and see that the way I look at the chart, the truth is, I don't know how astrologers will say your moon, your ascendant. I understand the energies affect all the areas, but it's really your ascendant what's going to tell me about your month. So what time you were born, But as far as Libra goes, well, you're still going to be affected because it's your sun sign. But remember, I need to know what house is your Libra in. Mm-hmm. So that helps. That also tells me more what you want to know about yourself. But it's just as a Libra, Libra, I don't know if you've been in relationships where you're settling for less. You kind of put up, been maybe too nice.
Ooh.
I don't know if you're a guy or a girl, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But this is a time for Libras, and I could say sun, moon, and ascendant, to step up to the plate and be who you really are. No more Mr. Nice Guy, nice girl. No more. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I know it's hard for you.
Step into big dick energy, G-Man.
Yes.
I love that. Push Up says, I don't mean to be rude. And now here comes something rude. But the Bible actually explicitly rejects astrology, nor does it say the planets are fallen angels. Where did you hear that?
Well, have you read the book of Enoch for example. Remember, there's a lot of books that the Vatican took out, regardless if you're Catholic or not Christian. Remember, the King James Version of the Bible was his version. He explicitly took out things because he was, a lot of people don't know this, gay, which doesn't, I got nothing.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. But do you see what I mean? So you've got to really, really read everything before you can come back and tell me this. And again, one of the easiest comebacks I ever have, and you're not being rude, and I think, and bless you, by the way, and you're a sweetheart. I love that you did this. But how do they find, if you're a Christian or you believe in the Bible or God, how do they find Jesus? Anyone? Anybody want to answer that before I do? How do they find Jesus, Chrissy? How did
GPS?
the three kings find
GPS?
Jesus?
The North Star.
Like right then and there, it's like, it's done. Plus, even Jesus said in the Bible, it's not, I understand though. I understand this perception that the Bible explicitly, again, who wrote the Bible? How many times was it edited? That's one issue there. But regardless, yes, because people are, just like people worship false idols, okay? They're also charlatans and fake demons or demonic, evil, fucking egotistical pricks out there in the world. Preachers included, pastors, right? That suck the life out of you and pretend to be in the name of Jesus, correct? So I understand that you should reject it because there's too much shit. Too much negative, grabbling, low-life scum, I don't know, demonic. Give me a good adjective, Chrissy. What kind of people are that?
I like demonic.
Yeah. And they fucking use it and they pry on weak people and they abuse it. And that's absolutely just like fake pastors, you know, just speaking
It's like
in
a
the
fake
name-
pope,
But-
which we may or may not have right now.
100% fake. 100% fake. 100%. As a psychic, as an astrology reader, as a historian, because I'm big into history. But yeah, so I hope that answered your question. And Jesus specifically said, look to the sky, look for signs from when I come
Jesus
back.
specifically said, watch out for Mercury retrograde.
Wait, did you say that or somebody said that?
No, I'm just fucking around. Push-ups also said, want to see some other a-holes chart? Check out December 10th. Oh, that means Push-ups is a Sagittarius.
I love Sagittarius. Oh, male or female, I love them. Well, you know, you're a fellow fire sign like me, but your belief system, it's one of the things that I think is one of the worst things. Most dictators actually have been Sagittarius. Hate to say it.
Like you're a slave to your beliefs, basically.
Yeah, man, when they believe in something and they're wrong, but they believe it.
Push up. He called you stubborn.
But on the positive sense, if I meet a Sag at a party, male or female, doesn't matter. I'm like, oh my God, I love you. Because they typically love to have a good time. They can jive with anybody,
They're
you know.
fun. They like to travel.
Love them.
They keep it moving.
Sex. Oh.
Push-ups. She just said you're good in bed.
I mean,
this is my betrothed. Frank, anyone want to see Olga do a live reading for Gino? He's a good friend of ours. He's the guy running the baby pool.
Oh, really?
He's also a Sagittarius.
Ooh, is he single?
No, he's engaged to my other good friend.
Well, I wish him the best. No, I'm just being funny here, but you never know. But Sag, well, December 10th, I like that date. Just straight out the gate, I like that date, December 10th. He's a pretty strong Sag, but not so headstrong. I like the 10th. I feel like the first 8-9 days of a sign can be really more intense of that type of sign's energy. So you're the 11th. Hello? Come on, you're 11. Jesus Christ. Honestly, like I said, I'm not trying to kiss your ass, but you have that energy. You have this motherly, which, by the way, Scorpion women tend to be like the worst of mothers. Did I say that already?
I've heard that, and it breaks my heart. And I'm like,
because they can be very detached. They can be very, again, just like they can be the best protectors, stinging, right? They can also sting their own. Remember the whole frog crossing the river with the scorpion?
Yes.
So they don't always do it because they're vicious and they want to be nasty mothers. They can't help it.
I feel like in the times that I am detached, it's because my communication has been fruitless, and I feel like well, my absence in this person's life is what they need to kind of figure some shit out, because I've said what I'm going to say a million times, and it's almost like not communicating can be a way of communicating too.
Yes.
Not to be cruel. And I would never do this to like a kid or a baby, of course, or anybody's kid or baby or anything like that. But like, I just feel like with adults, it's like there's only so many ways you can say something, and maybe someone has to learn a life lesson, or maybe someone needs to be humbled. You know,
you could be tough. You will be tough if you need to be. Okay, this kid is not going to get away with easily with shit. No matter, even if it's your only son. You know what I mean? You know how sometimes when you only have one kid, I'm not saying you're not going to have one kid. I didn't look at your chart. I didn't look for that in your chart.
You can see that?
Yes, of course. And
oh my God. Someone used to tell me that you can tell by the number of like hand wrinkles on the side of your hand that's
a fact.
Kids.
That's a fact. I do palm readings. That's the other. I stopped going to weddings because of that shit. Because people would say, you know, she reads the hands, and then I couldn't have fun. They got me.
Yes. Oh my God. All right, I'm going to stop looking.
It's true. I mean, you could take a picture, but to me, if I hold your hand and stuff, I also get other visions and stuff. So if I hope to see you in person one day, and if you got the balls, apparently you do. And I mean that in the cojones way, not the real like male testicles.
Right. I mean, I do have balls inside me. I saw them on a sonogram this week.
You definitely do.
I was like, wow. They showed me everything. I was like, there it is.
You're going to be the house everybody comes to. All the kids are going to come play your house with your kid. I just saw that, by the way.
Oh,
yeah. This kid is going to be very playful. Remember these things that I'm telling you. I know it sounds stupid right now, but this is good. He's not going to be a fussy baby. He's going to be a playful baby. He's going to fuck with you though. He'll be like, wah, to see how, you know, like when kids, like toddlers are on a high chair and they throw something down just to watch you pick it up.
That's classic. Yeah.
He's going to do shit like that. You'll finish, I would assume, by looking at your chart, you're going to be breastfeeding. And when you breastfeed, like you probably put him down, he'll be like, like he's still hungry after you already passed that on your nipple. And you're going to see him like play these kind of games with you.
Aww.
Like you're like, like he's going to want you in his beck and call. Just remember that, because he can kind of rule your life.
Okay. Sounds fun.
But that doesn't mean that you're going to be a cold. Now, you don't have it. You're double Scorpio. You can't. You're very, very empathic. You're not the typical Scorpion mother at all.
I feel like I use my Scorpio powers for good, not evil.
Yeah, I mean, because you also have that Pluto, which is the underground hell and Hades, that really takes out our hidden stuff, also for us to learn. You have it on your chart of your date of birth, right on your ascendant of your other self and the way people really see you. So it's in Libra. Libra's justice. Libra's fair. Libra's deep with fairness. So you don't really get mad at people easily or judge them easily. You'll really sit back and go, okay, is what they did, is it really betrayal? Is it? And can I deal with it? You know what I mean? Like, you know when they say keep your friends close and your enemies closer? Mm-hmm. Like you have that in you. You can assess people. You can say, no, that's not fair. Like, that's not right. And you're good judge of justice when it's there, even when it hurts you. Like it could be somebody you really love or admire, your best friend, man. But then you're like, fuck, no, you messed up. Like this. I feel like you try to be nice about not being a stingy Scorpio. That's according to your chart. According to your chart. Because I don't know you, which I think that's the other fun thing about doing this with people that I don't know. Because when I read people I do know, I'm like, this sucks. Because they're going to be like, you know me, you know this about me, you know my history. Right. I'm like, okay, well, let me look at your transit. Let me tell you what's going to fucking happen. And they call me 3 months. You just said this was going to happen last week. I told you.
Aw. Well, Olga, I don't want to make you late for your next thing. Everybody follow Olga on Twitter, Olga S. Perez, and her link tree is there as well. Anything else coming up for you? I saw a couple people in the comments were interested in doing maybe a reading with you. Are you down for that?
Of course. There's a link on my website. Just click on when you click on the coaching tab, there's a link to like readings. But you can also DM me on Twitter. Mm-hmm. I'll hook you guys up if you're coming from Chrissie Mayr for sure. But any other question? Oh yeah, damn Olga, you're hot as hell. Oh my God, I can see Uranus.
Maybe he's your Sag boy.
Hey, I'm a butt person, so okay. Not and I don't mean sodomy.
No, of course not.
You know what I mean? I appreciate.
You appreciate a good glute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, then I've been starved recently, so I might be.
You're coming out of it. It's going to be the summer of Olga. Don't
It is.
worry.
No, it's in my chart. It like literally
See?
March 28th. So it's funny how when you and I booked our our first live last week, we didn't do it on purpose, right? We figured out when you were available, when I was available. Happened to be on the 28th. I go to my chart because I was like, wait, I thought after the 25th, around the 25th or 28th, I'm going to meet somebody through somebody that I meet.
Ooh.
So in a social setting. Hello. And I'm like, and so what did you say in the last live? We're going to hook you up, Olga. Olga, we're going to set it out there.
Ooh.
Do you remember you said that?
Yes. We're putting out the vibe.
Mercury moved into my 7th house of relation. Everything
Oh my
I just
God.
told you. I'm like, really?
Guys, get in her DMs. You
But
heard
anyway,
her.
thanks for the compliment. I'm glad you think so because I'm goofy. I feel when I see myself, I see this.
Yeah.
The teeth.
When I look in the mirror, I see this.
No. But did I answer everybody's questions? Like
Yes,
I
you
can
did
be
great.
late. I want to make sure that
You did great. So okay, it seems like you didn't tell me. That's the thing. That's the thing. When you have this skill, you probably can't say everything to somebody. You probably want to keep it positive, and it's nerve wracking.
Hold on. We're gonna get a bonus here. Okay, I'm not prepared as I should be because usually when I do a reading, I'm gonna pull out an angel card. What do you think about that? Let's
Oh,
do it. I just had a feeling, so I'm like, okay, God's telling me.
is it like a baseball card?
No, it was a gift. It's not even really my regular
It's a
deck.
Gabriel rookie card.
This is the box. My girlfriend gave it to me for my birthday a couple years ago. Can you see it?
Oh,
And it's not my favorite because it's not really descriptive, but that's exactly why I was like, because it's angels and I want you to be more blessed. I want to see if I'm right that this baby's being born in Aries. Okay?
Ooh,
This
okay.
baby boy. And it's that it has to be. He's a boy. Mars is moving into your 6 hospitals. I mean, it would just be the perfect time to have this baby. It's just, I just feel like it's, I feel like you're ready. You're ready, and you won't be happy if it takes its time. So I feel like I'm wondering if I'm being influenced by my own wish for you not to have 20 hours of labor. You know what I mean?
Oh, right.
So I'm like, okay. And these cards are dusty.
I just don't. I don't want all my holes to be torn. But you know what?
You'll be fine. You're very flexible. You have good hips. This is just speaking off my feelings. I'm not worried about you at all, health-wise, at all. It's just whether this kid is going to take his time.
I feel very
or not.
sturdy. Yes, like a refrigerator.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Is he being born? Let's see if we get a yes or no. Is he being born Aries or Taurus? No. Is he being born Aries? Yes or no? That's it. Let's see. I won't take this too serious though, okay? Because I'm not.
Okay.
I didn't do my little sage, and I have this whole.
Oh, right. You didn't waft anything.
Yeah, but let's see. Just for.
Okay.
You gotta be kidding me. Oh my God, I'm gonna start crying. Oh my God! Ah! Mwah, mwah, mwah.
It's a horse.
Honey, it's the sun card. This is the 5th house Leo card. Birth. See the baby? Well, it's not a baby because it's the angel deck.
He's gonna come out 7 years old.
That's because but in the regular like traditional tarot, it's a baby or a 2-year-old on a horse. Did I not say he was going to be playful?
You did.
You can't make this up, baby. Angel of happiness. Angel of happiness.
Aww. That's cute.
Oh my God. I can't. If you think I'm making this shit up, what's underneath it? What's underneath this?
Is it
A pregnant woman. The Empress.
Oh, wow.
Angel of abundance. Oh my God, I'm gonna start crying. I can't. Oh my God. and did not. Oh, I just got chills in my right leg.
Maybe you're having a stroke.
No.
Call a doctor.
It's energy. See what I'm saying? This is what this is all about. Forget the Bible. Forget the energy, honey. That's what we are. That's the one thing we know, everyone, without a doubt, right? So when shit shivers through my body, I'm onto something. You know what I'm talking about. And then I go, I don't need to do another card. I'm like, on the other side of the deck, I go, just at curiosity, healing.
Healing.
The sun in the 6th house, yes. Pisces, baby. Because they're also saying that the eclipse is going to be in Aries. But the sky is showing it's still in Pisces. Okay, stop. This is beautiful. I'm so glad I did this. Honey,
Healing. That means my holes are going to heal nicely.
it's a fire, baby. It's a fire,
Aw.
baby. I mean, it's a fire, baby. That's it. It's a fire, baby. This also rules Aries, by the way. The Empress. I can't.
That's cool.
You're the best. Thank you for having me. I really
Aw.
do hope everybody enjoys this.
This was fun, Olga. You're so cool.
Oh, I adore you. I'm telling you, I didn't just reach out to you just to have a podcast guest. I think I said that in the last stream. Like I'm looking to connect with like-minded people, and I don't have that in Philly. I really don't. And even if I did, they all moved out of the city or they're in a different country or something.
They're all on tranquilizers. They're all on horse tranquilizers. Philly.
So,
Yeah, it's rough.
I hope I don't impose on you, but I want to be friends, Chrissy. I don't want.
Olga.
I'm serious. I want to come up there and cook for you and change that baby's diaper. Now that I know sounds creepy. I know. I get it. I get it.
No, everyone loves you.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well, I'm gonna keep reading the comments because I'm curious to see is that okay with you? Like if I respond to the comments,
No, not at all.
just because I
just
want
don't
to be of service.
Yeah.
I don't
All
want
right.
them to
So
have
you're
confusion.
seeing the cards confirm Aries baby
Come
not
on,
going to
was
be
that
late.
not beautiful? Angel
Aw.
of happiness.
That sounds great.
I'm done. I don't know if anybody's listening to me. Maybe you should,
Angel
that
of happiness. That's cute.
cute,
Aw.
and it's the baby card, the sun card. Look it up. The sun card. That's total happiness. It's the best card of the entire deck.
Yeah.
And it's a baby. And then what's beneath it? The pregnant woman. The pregnant woman. I just see these are the moments that even no matter how hard my life can be, these are the moments that I live
Thank
for.
God it wasn't the death card or the
Dude, and
falling
if
down,
it was,
the falling down a flight of stairs card.
and you know what? If it was, I wouldn't
You'd
have.
be like-
I wouldn't be able to hide it. I would have been like,
You'd be like, oh.
I might be
well,
like, well, let's think positive about this because death means endings. so maybe like, I don't know, maybe the doctor that's gonna birth the kid dies. Who knows? I mean, it depends on the card. You know what I'm saying? I would tell you though, or I would be like, hey, if you haven't had an oil change or something, like, can you make sure you check your car?
But
You know what I
this
mean?
is the card that says you're gonna shit all over the doctor during delivery. This is the stretch mark card.
Well, death means rebirth and transformation. So
I've gotten the death card so many times when I had done tarot.
that's Scorpion.
readings. Yeah,
Because
so I'm
it's
not
the
even
Scorpio
afraid of the
card.
death card. Yeah.
No, you rule it. Your energy is going to go through those cards, whether you're reading for yourself or somebody else. That Scorpio's coming out. Double
Yeah.
Scorpio? Okay, I'm sorry. Oh,
Double
Chrissy.
Scorpio.
Oh, my God. I'm going to be thinking about you, praying for you.
Angel of happiness. Oh,
Isn't that, I'm telling you.
that's so cute.
I mean, I wanted to cry immediately. I held my tears
Aw.
back because I got a live.
Because you got to keep your makeup good. Deranged Lunatic says Chrissy Olga would be great for Simcast. I concur. We'll have to get you a date for Simcast immediately, if not sooner.
I would love that. That would be awesome.
I will DM you soon.
Whenever it's meant
Yeah.
to be. That would be awesome. Okay, sweet cheeks.
Thank you, Olga. Thank you, chat. This was so fun and funny.
I'm so glad. And I'm sorry if I said too much, but it's just a lot.
No,
you
you're
can say,
great. You're
you
great.
know?
You're the best.
But the good news is you got nothing but good news, girl. Come on.
Angel of happiness.
Health, everything. You deserve it, though. That's the other
Oh,
thing.
shucks.
I don't know. Again, that's your fate. Anyway, I'm going to. Much
Olga's
love.
the best.
Everyone in
next thing.
chat. Thank you
We'll
for
see
coming.
you soon. Yes,
See you
hit her up
soon.
if you want a reading too. This was just a little taste of what she's capable of.
Yeah, and if you missed the live stream, you guys leave a comment on Chrissie's video, and I'll check in and see if you guys have any questions. I'll respond.
Yay. Thank you, Olga. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye. Thank you.